Today I want to show you guys all the things that I got at the fabric store. I live in Jamaica for reference, so if you are curious about how much fabric costs in Jamaica, keep watching this video. First things first, I made a stop at Pablo's. I have my receipts here with me, so I'm gonna be able to tell you guys how much everything came up to. So I'm gonna show you guys what I got there. All of these are satin fabrics, and I got them so that I could make hair bonnets not only for my daughter but also for myself. And I've been thinking about possibly even making some satin pajama sets, like some shorts and like nice tops, because I really like how satin feels on my skin. It's very soft to the touch. So I went ahead and got 2 yards of each of these colors. I got this golden yellow, I got hot pink, I got this lavender color. It might not look lavender right now, but it's actually lavender. And then I also got some red. That is $195 per yard. That's basically what, 8 yards in total. You can probably look out for some tutorials of me making pajama sets and bonnets, but I do have tutorials here on my channel already showing you how to sew a hair bonnet. And if you want a pattern for hair bonnets of 3 different sizes, you can join my Patreon. I'm gonna link that in the description box down below. But I did buy something else while I was shopping at Pablo's, and that is some batting. So batting is pretty much the fabric that you would put inside of a quilt, and that's exactly why I bought this fabric. So it has like this thick texture to it. It's almost like foam in the form of something flat. So I went ahead and got this. I got about 1 yard, and that was pretty much $456. So the total for my bill at Pablo's was $2,045. If that sounds off, it's probably because I didn't read something with the tax, and there's tax that's added afterwards. But I'm definitely going to be making a quilt with this, and it's going to be so fun. I want to show you guys the quilt pieces that I have cut so far. So these are my quilt pieces, and it's a bunch of African fabrics and solid cotton fabrics. And I'm so excited to actually make a quilt with this. I'm making this for my daughter, and this is going to go on the inside. I've never made a quilt before, so I'm very much looking forward to what it's going to be like. Cutting out all those squares has been quite captivating for me. So far I have about 56 of them, but I still need to cut out enough to get to like about 84. I'm gonna have 9 rows of 5x5 squares going across and coming down. After I went to Pablo's, I went to Pings Fabrics. And also, for some more reference, I live in Ocho Rios. So there's a Pings Fabrics here, and there's also a Pablo's. So when I went to Pings Fabrics, I went to really get like some squares or some fabric that I could use in the quilt. And I was able to get this pack of quilting quarters, which I find is so cool, because all I'm gonna do is to just put my 5x5 square pattern on this and to just cut them. And like how them already folded, I'll pretty much just get like several layers from it. And I can imagine that some of this won't be used, so I can use it for something else entirely, because I like this fabric a lot. There are a few different colors in it, and I believe that they're all very gorgeous, and they're cotton fabric, by the way. This should be very exciting. These were made in India. I think this was about $434. That doesn't include tax, by the way. So this was about 434 Jamaican dollars. I also got this gorgeous mesh fabric. I got it simply because, one, it's orange, and that's a color that I've been wearing a lot. Rust, burnt orange. I've been wearing that color a lot lately. So this drew me in immediately. I've also been going to the beach and the river a lot more now since I've had my baby. So I've been wearing more cover-ups. So I made myself this mesh cover-up tights, or leggings you could call it. And it was so cute. It felt like I was wearing tights, but I wasn't, because you could still see through it. And it was so light. and it still showed my swimsuit underneath. So I like that a lot, and that led me to wanting to get more mesh fabric so I can make more cover-ups, perhaps in other styles. I do feel inspired to make like a dress out of this though. I was thinking about making like another pair of leggings, but now I feel like making a dress instead. If I happen to have more fabric, then maybe I'll just make like a little shorts or like a skirt or something. But this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. I could even see myself making like a long sleeve crop top, and I'll just wear that over like bralettes or tube tops if I want more coverage but still remain, I guess you could say, sultry. This is 2 yards. And the quality of it is really nice, and it stretches too. I also got this mesh fabric along with it. So what they do is that they sell it by the pound, and it's $1,800 per pound, and they just put the entire thing on the scale and then calculated the price. So in total, all of this right here was $1,620. But in the same box, I found this fabric. This is actually what drew me in first and led me to looking at this as well. But I love this a lot. I don't know what I'm going to make with it just yet. I feel like I might make like a crop top, and I'd wear that over bralettes, probably like a white bralette underneath, and then this would be the crop top on the top. Maybe I'll also make like a cover-up skirt to wear to the beach. But let's see what happens. If you have any ideas of what I can make with this, leave those in the comments down below, because I am definitely seeing something very fun out of this fabric. Let's also take a look at some of the other things I got at Pings. I got myself this embroidery set, and I just got it because I want to get into embroidery this year. It was 1,000 Jamaican dollars. And inside it, there is the embroidery hoop. I'm gonna just untighten this and see how it stays, because I need to familiarize myself with it. So it has this thing on the inside, and I guess I would put the fabric, like I would put this on top of the fabric and then put this at the back and then tighten it. I guess that's how it works. I like the fact that it's blue though, because you know most of them come in the wooden color, but the fact that this one is blue and big, that's a vibe for me. It also comes with these bits of embroidery thread, and I like these colors, but I went ahead and also got some extra colors as well. So like I said, this set was $1,000. So these were $50 each, and I therefore paid $200 in total. And I got pink, purple, red, and this gorgeous green color. I'm looking to really flex my embroidery muscles this year. I feel like embroidery would be a great way for me to like customize some of my daughter's onesies, or even hats that I'm going to be making for her, or even things that I'm going to be making for myself. That should be very cool. The set also comes with this marker. I guess this is something I would use to trace the things that I'm going to be stitching. And then I believe this is an embroidery thread. This looks like an embroidery needle, I should say, because it has a big eye, but I've never seen a needle made out of this material, so I'm not even sure what to really do with that. But there's also this fabric in it, and it also has this thing traced on it. My whatever is beautiful, so I guess I would put whatever I want to put there. But this is pretty much like a practice piece of fabric, I guess. So I'm going to try to put it in there right now. So I would just open this, take this out, and then I would, this goes on top, right? This goes on top, and then the other piece goes at the back, and then I would screw this closed. So then this is nice and tight, and I'm just gonna draw it some more, like pull on it. This is pretty much what I would be working with. And I would just do my little embroidery thing. I actually did embroidery in high school. I think it was second form, or what they call, I think they call that the 8th grade. I did embroidery, and we didn't have these hoop things, but I think it would be very helpful. I'm so excited to get to embroidering with all of these beautiful threads. There's also a manual in it that tells me how to use it. So I'm definitely going to be putting this to good use and reading exactly what it says. I'm looking forward to making like sunflowers and hearts and butterflies, those little cutesy things. The final thing I got was some 2-inch elastic. I got about 5 yards of it because I know I want to add elastic to some pants waistbands that I have that are undone. And I also am going to be adding this to like the ankles of pants, or the hems you could call it. I like to use 2-inch elastic for my waistbands because it looks closer to a structured waistband than the 1-inch elastic. I used to use 1-inch elastic a lot, but I realized that it's not as thick as how I'd want it to be. So I started to get the 2-inch elastic, and as you can see, I have this in the color black because I mostly sew like darker things, and I feel like black just works better with more things anyway. That elastic came up to $450, and like I said, I got 5 yards. So in total, I spent $1,200 plus $2,504, and that was at Pings. So my total at Pings was $3,704. And then my total at Pablo's, like I said, was $2,045. So in total, I spent $5,749 on all the things I got at the fabric store. The US dollar equivalent for 5,749 Jamaican dollars is, drumroll please, $37. So that's how much I spent to get me all of these things. And I'm so extremely grateful because I know that fabric can be really costly and expensive in other countries. I tried fabric shopping in bulk like this in New York before, and the fabric came up to more than $100, and I did not get half as much as I have here. So fabric is quite affordable here. If you're ever visiting Jamaica and you are a seamstress or you like to sew, then consider adding fabric shopping to your travel list or to your itinerary, because you could just take those fabrics back home with you, and that could be at such an affordable cost. And these fabrics are really high quality as well. Whenever I'm fabric shopping in Jamaica, I always go to Pings and Pablos religiously because they have the things that I need. I like to go to Pings for notions and trimmings and the things that they sell in their boxes. And then for fabric to make clothes and bags, I like to go to Pablo's. I use the fabric from Pings to make clothes as well, but I just feel like Pablo's has a much wider variety. I actually made a commitment to myself that I would not go fabric shopping unless I really need to. And it's been months since I've gone to the fabric store because I'm trying my best to not overconsume where fabric is concerned. I don't know when I'm going to be going to the fabric store again. These things will satisfy me quite well. And when I do need to go to the fabric store, I will let you guys know. If you like this kind of video, leave that in the comments. And if you watched it all the way here, tell me which one of the fabrics was your favorite or were your favorite. Look out for all these things that I told you I would make, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.